If you want the behind the scenes story, log on to... No, I'm just kidding.
That's going to be cut.
Why are you cutting my stuff for?
I always cut most of your stuff out because it's a bit cringe. Hi guys!
Hey guys.
Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us. For those who don't know us, I'm Aaliyah.
And I'm Farhan.
We are the parents of the Salas. Maybe we are the Salas. We're the Salas.
We're definitely the Salas.
We're the parents of the two boys you've already met. Anyway, the biggest question we always get...
Asked.
Why are you saying that?
Asked? I thought you wanted me to finish.
No, I'm saying like, what is it? No, not all the time, no.
Not all the time.
Go.
It's how we met.
How we met! Sit down, grab a tea. Sit down, grab a tea, grab a coffee, grab a water. We're going to tell you. So, let's rewind. This is not going to be a long story, but I need to give you details which I believe were godly. Do you?
Godly.
Yeah.
Yes, very, yeah.
Godly.
Yeah.
You decide. And I got this call of this woman. What?
I didn't say anything.
I got this call of this woman and she just sounded like a lot on the phone. And she was like, can you meet me? Like, to meet her. And I was like, this is really odd. Like, where's she got my information from? She was like, oh, you know, like when they say like, oh, we've got your details from da-da-da-da-da-da, and you just kind of play along. In the moment when people ring you, you never really say like, where, who, what, where, who, you've been where, you never get into it. You're just like, oh yeah, even though you have no clue. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you're young and it's like a job opportunity.
I'm not young.
In general.
No, but she never said it was a job opportunity. She said...
She just said to meet her.
No, she goes, hi, I'm speaking to Aaliyah, and I was like, we're reenacting now. Scene one, action. She goes, hi, I'm speaking to Aaliyah, and I was like, hi, yeah. She was like, hi, it's Rachel. And I was like, I can't remember her name was Rachel, but I'm just guessing. She was like, I was like, hi, Rachel. She was like, how are you? And I was like, I'm good, how are you? Then you know when you're like second guess, do I know this person? And she was like, so yeah, I've been looking for your details and I've been thinking, come down for a quick chat. And like, da-da-da-da-da. And she was in town at the time. She had an office in town. So I was literally like 3 minutes away from her. I was like, I'm there now. And she was like, yeah, great, pop in. So you know like when you just go somewhere? And then like, I don't know what, that's silly. That's silly.
Hi, it's me. I'm at the office downtown.
No, but she sent me the details. So I Googled it and I saw it was like an agency. Not an agency.
Recruitment consultant.
Yeah, consultancy. And I was like, let me just go. Like, I won't lie to you, I've never been involved in like a consultancy situation in my life, ever. Anyway, I walked in. It was on that hill, near the old HSBC in town, anyone will know. But then, no word of a lie, this like 46-year-old glamour puss came walking towards me, no word of a lie. Big, black, curly hair, like 7-inch heels. And she had this massive smile on her face. Obviously now I'm grown up a little bit. I know, she's smiling from like, she's getting money, innit? Yeah. I'm just another reason to put money in her pocket. But I thought, wow, she's friendly, so you know, see what she's got to say? She took me in a room and she was like, oh, so what do you like to do? She asked me all these questions first and then was like, great, so you fit perfectly with that role. And I was like, what role? She was like, the one that you've applied for, they wanted me to get to know you and here we are. And then I said, once I met you, I'd put you forward. And I was like, what role? And she was like, she never described the role though as actually what the role was. She said something like, what did she say? What could she have said?
You know, even I've not heard this much detail about the story.
You never asked me this much detail, but we're giving YouTube detail. I told you like the short story, you would never care if I told you all this detail. You'd be like, you're going on.
Okay, I know.
Anyway, she goes, okay, so the job is, how do they dress up that job? How do they dress it up? She said customer service, I think she said. Customer service, something representative, I don't know, but it sounded like flowers and rainbows, really, genuinely. It sounded like easy money. She was like, you will be on about, I think it was about £10.80 an hour or something like that. Something like that. Was it? And I was like, oh, £10.80, I've been working in, I've done retail, I've done restaurant work, I've done a lot of different kind of work, so I'm like £10 I will take it wherever it is. Anyway, fast forward like 2 weeks. I don't know why, but I don't search this company. I stupidly don't search this company. And I just get on the bus. At this point, I'm like a baby, so I don't drive. I'm not a baby, but you know, I'm young. I don't drive. I get on the bus. He will come in at some point, but obviously he doesn't know this part of the story. I get on the bus and we drive up like Broomhill in Sheffield. Shout out all the, is it S21?
S11, I think.
All the Broomhill, but no, actually, let's not do that. We're not part of like gangs. No, we don't affiliate with gangs. Anyway, right. So anyway, I got on this bus, and I never got buses anywhere. I would always walk everywhere, but obviously I didn't know I was going. I was going to a new job, so I got on this bus, and I ended up near the Morrisons. You know the Morrisons. And I was like, I went back down to the bus. I was like, I need to stop there. And he was like, oh, you've gone past it. I was like, oh, fuck. So now I walked down, and then I've got my maps on my phone, and it's like, you were at your destination. But I'm on the other side of the road, right? And I walk past that tattoo shop, and I look around, and I'm like, did she send me to a care home? Is this like a care home of kids? Because of like the building that was there. I thought, is this like social services? I didn't understand what's going on. But there was so many like young kids outside just smoking cigarettes with like lanyards on. But I thought they were social workers, genuinely. I thought they were social workers. I've never been exposed to that in my life. So I kind of like walk in and I kind of try and follow these people in that have been smoking, like up that stairs, that door. And then one of them turns around and goes, where are you going, love, or something? I said, oh, I'm here for my first day. And they were like, oh, it won't be up here then. And they sent me around the other way. Yeah, so I was like, yeah. So I went in the other entrance. And he said, like, voice. And I thought, is this like a singing competition? But genuinely. The other entrance, bearing in mind, may I add, the other entrance that they sent me to was completely different energy. Like, it was around the other side of the building. So if you were at one entrance, you would never have seen what was going on at the other. So when I went round, it was like a whole new world. There were flowers there, there were plants there, there were butterflies there, coffee machines. The other one was just full of smoke and loads of young kids smoking fags and a bit of something else. So I was like, what?
I forgot about that, you know.
That's what was going on there. So I went round to the other part, but I thought, oh, it's two separate like things. Do you know what I mean? So I got round there and I thought, oh yeah, this is where I'm meant to be. Anyway, waited there. Do you know what happened? Loads of other people came in. I could tell that they obviously just got the job. They congregated us all together and they said, follow me. We went through this corridor, right? And it almost connected to that back bit that I just tried to avoid. Do you know what I mean? It did, it kind of went to the bottom.
The downstairs floor.
It did something, yeah, it went together. I know that for damn sure because I was seeing the same people I just saw 5 minutes ago. Anyway, she goes, right guys, welcome to Voice. What we do, and even when she was saying it, made no sense. None of us really knew what we'd signed up for, genuinely. And then we were like, right, she was like, right, so let's have a quick break and we'll come back in 15 and then your train will be here, Tracy. We're all sitting down. What's really funny is, we're sitting down, it's almost like a really big aeroplane. There's like 5 computers there, right? Like 5 rows of them. A big walkway, right? Which could fit like a whole car. Then like 5 computers there, and we're in this training room. That didn't give me an inkling, because I've never been in that environment in my life. Anyway, the woman comes back in and goes, oh, okay guys, Tracy's had to, you know, we're going to bring our other manager in. But you know what? He works upstairs. He's in exactly where you'll be working. And he knows his stuff. And he came in. He came in the room.
Pre-dad bod.
He's bare skinny.
6 times a week in the gym.
So skinny. He had these breads on.
Jordan 11 breads.
What was those jeans? Were they Zara jeans? You know those jeans. What jeans were they now?
I'm not in Zara.
These Zara blue jeans. And this like black t-shirt.
Grey sweater.
Grey sweater?
Grey sweatshirt.
Sweatshirt?
Yeah, it was like a sweater. It was very, it was a sweater, but it was very slim.
I think it was a t-shirt.
I think, anyway.
It looked like a crop top.
Anyway, so the trainer had left basically, and the sales manager on the floor was desperate. She comes over to me and she says, I need you to take training. Bear in mind, I had never taken training, and it was like something you had to be qualified in and have, qualifications in and whatnot. So I've been there for about 2 years at this point. About a year and a half in, I worked my way up to management level, and I was starting to manage teams. And then one day, they come to me. They're like, "Oh, the trainer, has taken a job and just given notice."
Is that what she'd done?
That's what happened.
They said she was sick or something like that.
You're not going to let people know that somebody they've introduced to you and said is going to take your training is left.
I've not even mentioned. Let me add this in. The job was a call centre. I did not know. Maybe I'm naive. I did not know that call centres exist. I walked in. There was about 1,000 people on that floor. I could not believe what was going on. I was like, what? Is this how companies work? I did not know. I'd never ever been involved in that.
He's in the first ever training group that I've ever had to deliver training for, and it was literally just pure luck that the trainer gave in their notice that I'd initially met her.
So he came walking in.
Looking like a snack.
No, you're looking like a snack. What do you call them things now? Looking like an appetizer without the tizer. I think.
Your Honour, I object.
No, the way he speaks now, where most of you can't hear him, he used to speak at about 100 decibels lower. He walked in like this. Hi guys, nice fun.
Like a Tesco valuatress.
We were all like, who is this? What did he say? And he was like, so, my name is Brian, and we were all looking at each other like, is this guy got a sore throat or something? And he was doing that thing, now I know. You know, people try and make themselves sound sexy. And they're like,
what?
You what?
You just do
what?
A what?
What's that?
So, those who don't know, and it's just
A what?
it's a punctuation, just adding that. That's what I was doing, making myself look.
A what?
A what?
I've never heard that.
AWOH. A what?
What does that mean?
Don't worry, they know.
No, but I need to know.
You'll know.
A what? I need to know whether I cut it out or not.
You don't need to cut it out. It's nothing rude as swearing.
Anyway, as I started listening to his voice, I was like, oh, this voice is a bit sexy. Ew. His eyebrows will never lift now for about 3 days. Anyway, I took a Snapchat of him.
Enter now.
Nah, I don't think I've still got that.
You got
I need to find it. I need to find it.
You got it.
I took a Snapchat of him, and it was a picture of him, and it was over these desks. You could see the desk, and then him like just like the top half of his body, and I put on there, love of my life. But I was taking the piss, like I was a natural born piss taker. I wasn't looking for love.
Tell me, please, any of you who on a random day at a new job, day one, takes a picture of the person taking the training and randomly sets a Snapchat saying, love of my life, for everyone to consume.
No, I was taking the piss.
Taking the piss? You were taking the piss at yourself.
No.
Because you were hiding your true feelings.
No, that's not true. That's not true. And anyway.
2 kids, marriage later.
No, Anyway, he said, hi, whatever, we completed our training. I started the job. Ended up on his team.
It wasn't deliberate.
Then, I would go to my job in the morning, and I used to always eat those nomadic granola pots, with the granola with the yogurt and you pour on top, and chocolate milk. Like, I lived for it, honestly. And I would go to work and it would be there. So anyway, walk onto the floor, he keeps buying me stuff, leaving it on my desk. He keeps saying it's because I'm part of the team, but nobody else is getting gifts in the morning. And then I started to keep him on his toes, and we used to have to make, when we were in training or whatever you call that, make 1 sale a day for the first week or whatever, and I would always wait until the last minute of the day to make the sale. He'd be like, come on, please come on. I'd be like, see how I feel? Then I realised that he fancied me because, one, he would not leave me alone.
Obviously, she's got some banter about her. And
I have not got banter.
Said, listen.
Don't refer to me as banter, bro.
Okay. Oh, banter, bro. One of the most embarrassing things about the first day was when I'm putting all the names on the board to track performance, I was like, yep, and I was so confident in myself that I knew everyone's name. And I said, right, and Alicia, and she was like, it's Aaliyah. And then I put Aaliyah with 2 A's, and she said, it's 1 A. I was like,
you think that's charming? That's not very charming. Doing that whole name mixing thing.
No, that wasn't charming. That was a genuine mistake.
No, but then you put in 2 A's was a mistake.
Because the only Aaliyah I knew was the R&B singer.
You intentionally did
I
that.
swear to God, you're giving me too much credit. I do not have game like that.
He thought he was being charming and it was pissing me off.
I'm telling you now, I don't know what happened, but one day I'm sat at the bottom of the floor, and it's like a long floor, and there's a gap.
It's like a huge aeroplane.
I know, but it's like and there's a gap down the middle, which is like a walkway between all the tables, yeah?
Like an aeroplane.
So...
It's like
you're right,
this is why I gave him a very heavy description.
Okay, so I'm sitting there typing away, knocking out emails and reports, and then all I see is just a commotion. I just see a sea of heads going.
Oh my God! So
Oi, oi, oi! I see like all the lads on the floor going, literally breaking their neck, and I'm like, what is going on here?
No.
And Aaliyah
No.
was late that day.
No.
And she was literally walking through the floor, and she literally had on, I remember this, like this black shirt blouse thing, this black leather skirt.
It wasn't leather, actually. It was that skirt with the orange bird bits on there.
We had black tights on and like actual like shoes with a heel. And
ankle boots.
Yeah, whatever they were.
Shoes with a heel.
Okay, because you were in trainers before then.
Yeah,
you know
because I thought I'd signed up to be social services.
I don't know. She must have just like given her hair like a little dye. You went to darken it because you had a little bit blonde in there before.
No, I just tied it back, and when you tie it back.
No, you didn't tie it back. It was down. I remember.
No.
I remember you, Naomi Campbell, walking through the floor.
No,
with your hair down, wind blowing, and like I literally looked up and I was like, wow.
That is so crazy.
Along with every other man on the floor was just like... And then literally, she was the toast of work.
And what does that mean?
Onwards. That means everyone's like, hi, Aaliyah, yeah.
The toast.
Literally, my friend came over to me, have you seen that mixed race golf that's just started? I was like, come on, mate, you know.
And like I said, I'd never been in that environment before, so I just couldn't comprehend, that many people in one small space. Right, and then they were all quite young people, but you know what I did? I did my training, my week's training in my casual trainers, and then what I got from the training was look good, feel good, make money. So then I got dressed in my professional attire, and all these people made out they'd never seen a human being before.
You did look amazing.
Anyway.
Hashtag just saying.
Then he wouldn't leave me alone. Then all he used to do was go mosque, go gym, go home. That's all he did every day for all his life. And every Friday we would all go like after work somewhere to celebrate how much money we'd made because we were all on like big bucks. And he would never go because like he didn't want to be around people who were drunk and stuff like that. And I remember we all went, and I weren't thinking twice about you, and I'm there with my team, and I'm like, woo, 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 woo. We're going to call her Rosie for now. But she was like, I bet they all thought, because he was like a black guy, he'd have a massive... Seriously? So all these very excitable, very well-paid girls were like talking about you and your... And they were like, let's look at his Facebook. And I honestly, on all I own, I was cringing at these girls. And I didn't even contemplate it like that. And they were checking his Facebook out on my phone. And I actually didn't give a shit because I didn't have any interest. And then she added you off my Facebook. Then after she added you, you came walking in the door. And then I started cringing because I was like, oh, hell no. He must have just got that ad and ran in here.
I didn't even notice until I got home. That's when I checked your profile and then I unfriended you by accident. And you were like, why'd you unfriend me?
No, I said, you were pre me, that's how you unfriended me.
Yeah, because you added me. Someone you added, you got to check out their profile. And then I unfriended her by accident and added her back. And then once again, she thought I had like a lot of game and was playing some kind of game or something. Too much credit.
Anyway, fast forward. He goes, start stopping for a J2O. You remember?
All of that is true.
Who stops in for a J2O
someone
before
who's
a
trying
gym?
to bask in the ambience.
And then I'm like, because I see him as he's walking in, I'm like, okay, cool, enjoy yourself. And then you could tell he'd come to have a conversation with me, but he didn't want to say, can I talk to you? That's true, no listen. So I went back to my corner to like celebrate like the fact that I've just got this new job, and although it wasn't what I anticipated, I'm making dirty money. So I'm like, yes, I'm living my best life. And he comes over, and the people I'm sitting with are on my team, which is obviously his team. He's our manager. He comes over and he's like, guys. He did.
Right,
No.
that was pre-guys. Don't try to give me
No. You've always been guys. Guys. Just want to say thanks all for having a great job. Thank you all for this. Thank you for doing great in your first week. And then he goes, and Aaliyah, thank you for not giving me too much of a hard time. And I was literally dying inside. So I was like, oh my god, this guy's falling in love with me.
You terrorising everyone. I'm about to fall in love with you. I was not there for you. I was there with my friend as well.
That's not true.
It was.
That's
It's
not true.
Wasn't I there with my friend?
No, he came about 15 minutes after you.
Because he's always late.
You work at the same place, you left at the same time.
He was probably speaking to some young lady at the time.
That's what happened. Anyway, let's move on from that. Because that story could go on for ages. Then, we became friends. We used to speak. We used to bump into each other when we would go out or see, go to mutual friends or whatever. Fast forward, we became great friends. Turns out we only lived about
10 minutes?
I'd say about 7 minutes. Remember, we used to race.
Yeah, that's how lame we are. I think this way's quicker.
I think this was quicker. Okay, beat it to my house. Oh my god,
We're 10.
You know what though, I'd love to do that now because now we've got kids screaming at me all day. But anyway, we became great friends. Then I'd bump into him if I was at a party. He'd be at the same party, and it's like so crazy because we never bumped into each other before that point. And then we started to date, and now we're married with 2 kids, a house,
and a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah. Anyway, that's how we met. We're still here. We've been married for 7 years.
And if it wasn't for a random person telling you you've got a job that you never interviewed for, and if it wasn't for the trainer at work just deciding with no notice they were going to move to another job, we probably wouldn't be here.
We definitely wouldn't be here. We were living 2 separate lives.
Completely separate.
Different kind of lives.
We might go into that in another video.
No, we will not. Give them a bit of a. Let's give them all a bit of a bit. Not a teaser. I don't want to tell this story. We arranged to meet in Subway because we were so toxic. Toxic. It was sickening.
The stress.
We couldn't meet. We couldn't meet when we were comfortable.
We needed it to be someplace.
Yeah, we needed it to be somewhere.
Neutral,
Yeah,
public.
like one of them co-parenting situations where you have to meet in public so you don't clap them down. It was one of them, but nobody was physically getting violent.
Never.
Just clearing that up. And we met in Subway. I was pissed on the way there anyway. I was pissed he made me get the bus there, and I never liked getting the bus, but I had to get the bus. It was so far, and I had to be there at a time. And we broke up in Subway.
Yeah, I remember that.
We were like, it's done. It felt like one of them songs that you listen to.
Oh my life.
And he stormed out of Subway, didn't even eat his sandwich, left it on the table. It's the most dramatic
Look
thing.
at that tuna. Was it a tuna sandwich?
Imagine you used to eat tuna back then.
Yeah, man.
Now you would never eat tuna. You're like, can I have everything? But pork. I'm on a diet. Anyway, I hope we haven't bored you to death with all the details, but that is how we met. Everyone asks how we met, now you know.
Exactly, and don't forget, God always has a plan in it.
Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to
like,
comment,
subscribe,
and turn on your notifications.
bing bing to get all the alerts.
Yes. We'll see you in the next one.